The air shimmered with stories long forgotten and whispers that had waited centuries to be heard. Did Annie and her friends stepped into the library of echoes, where the shelves spiraled into forever and every book glowed with a memory. Above them, a crystal hovered, pulsing with light, like it knew they were coming. This was no ordinary library. It remembered what you forgot, and it never forgot what you tried to hide. As they wandered deeper, the shelves whispered their names. Hallways stretched in impossible directions, each marked with strange signs: once was, never written, and do not remember. The air around that door felt heavier, sealed with golden thread, like a warning written in silence. But warnings only make Tico more curious. While Did Annie's eyes were lost in a glowing book, Tico stepped closer. He didn't mean to tug so hard. Just a little touch, just a little curiosity. And then the symbol appeared. A soft light, the shape of Did Annie's heart light, glowing right there on the door. The library responded, the threads unraveled, and the door opened itself. Darkness rushed out like a breath held too long. Books fluttered open, shelves shook, the air twisted with ink and memory, and from the shadows, she ran. A figure that looked like Did Annie, but darker, faster. She left behind only a single cry. The door closed behind her, but something had already escaped. They followed the shadow, but the library had its own paths. Tico stopped. The walls around him flickered, turning into a memory. It was his birthday. She forgot. No anger, no tears. Just a quiet watching. A smile that tried to stay strong. Even small memories can leave long shadows. Mr. Scribbles doesn't speak much, but his drawings always tell the truth. He drew a door, one that didn't exist, until it did. Inside, they saw her. Did Annie, alone in the dark, cradling something glowing in her hands. A piece of herself, wrapped in sorrow. She didn't lose it. She hid it, locked it away so she could keep shining. Lala tried what she always does, a song to bring calm. But here, in this part of the library, even her light began to dim. The notes vanished, swallowed by silence. She floated closer, glowing softer with each step, until even she couldn't hear her own song. Some echoes don't want to be soothed. The shadow ran deeper, twisting through stories not yet written. The library shifted, turning aisles into mazes, bending shelves like ink in water. They chased her through impossible rooms, past memories that weren't theirs and echoes that didn't belong. But the shadow was always just out of reach, leaving behind only footprints of ink and pain. Tucked between forgotten shelves was a place even the whispers wouldn't go. There, hovering in the air like a waiting breath, was the memory mirror. It wasn't made of silver, but of paper. A single page, glowing faintly, reflecting not what you are, but what you've buried. They had found the shadow's hiding place, but what it showed was something Did Annie had never dared face. She stood before herself, not a reflection, but a version of her that had been left behind. The shadow spoke, not with anger, but with hurt. You wanted to be light, so you buried everything. Dark, I didn't forget you. I just couldn't face you. But sometimes, pain doesn't wait to be faced. It writes its own story. The shadow's eyes dimmed, not with anger, but resolve. Then I'll write a story where I never needed you. Before Did Annie could reach her, the shadow stepped backward and vanished into a crack in reality. In her place, a single page remained, curled, burned, whispering. A story was beginning, and no one knew who was writing it. Mr. Scribbles began to draw a map of the library, but something was wrong. New passages appeared, ones that weren't there before. Places were moving, memories rearranging. The library itself was changing. She's rewriting the shelves. And with every line redrawn, the story of Did Annie threatened to slip away. The library shimmered like a memory trying not to disappear. Tico.
If she rewrites herself, will we forget the real Did Annie?
The question hung there, heavier than anything they'd faced before. Because what good is friendship if the one you love forgets who she is? Far beneath the shelves, in a chamber never meant to be opened, the shadow sat alone. Before her, a desk made of broken stories. In her hand, a quill of black flame. She didn't want revenge. She wanted control. I'll write a better version, one that never hurts. And just like that, the ink began to fade. The library stretched into blackness, as if the story itself was holding its breath. But echoes never stay silent for long.